Well, good afternoon, First Baptist Church. Welcome to the Monday blog. We've been working our way through the book of Jude, and today we got some difficult text again. The entire book of Jude is really challenging my thought process, so I hope it's doing the same for you. So as we start to read Jude 14, we see this. It was also about these that Enoch. So who is this guy, Enoch? Well, the only real example that we have of Enoch is back in Genesis 21 through 24, but what we do have of him is very important. I mean, if you're looking at varsity level believers in God, Enoch is one of them. I know of only two people who didn't die and were called up to heaven, and Enoch is one of them. Genesis 5:24. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Like God took him. He just wandered off and vanished, and God took him because he was walking with God. And so as we go on, that one isn't incredibly difficult to understand, but we see that he was seventh from Adam and that he prophesied, saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000 of his holy ones. Now, this isn't in Genesis. And a lot of people say, well, the book of Jude is not canonical. It shouldn't be a part of the Bible because this isn't in Genesis. Enoch didn't actually say this in the Bible. The problem with that is that we do have some text called First Enoch 1:9. Now, as we look at this text, the book of Enoch is not in the Bible. It's not canonical, but the words that he says here, when he says, "And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him." These words line up with verse 15 basically perfectly. And so we might say, no, well, you can't use that because it doesn't come from Scripture. But as you look at the words, these words right here very much line up with Scripture. There's nothing in here that you can't make an argument works within Scripture. And as soon as Jude, which is a book in the Bible, which is the word canonical, right? It was soon as Jude uses it, now these become part of the canon. These words now become a part of it, and we can assume that Enoch actually said these words. Now, Enoch is varsity level Christian. And the reason I'm coming to this is because we have Paul, and in the book of Acts, he says this in Acts 17:27-28, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him. Yet he is actually not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being. As even some of you own poets have said, for we are indeed his offspring. See, these words are from Aratus, a Greek poet. This is hardly words that from somebody that was necessarily a believer, right? These are words that were written on their heart by the creator of the universe. And Paul is using these words as he's trying to share about who Jesus is. And so as we look at this text, we understand that God put together the Bible, and the things that are in the Bible we can assume are canonical and are truth. And we can lean into that truth that's in the Bible, and we can hold on to it for everything that we're worth as we study and learn more about who Jesus is and how we are to live our life and live a life like Enoch, who walked with God. So thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you next week.